Hi guys, I am here today to do a movie review over The Jungle Cruise. I personally loved this movie, so let's get started with a non-spoiler part of the video and then a spoiler part for any of those who haven't seen the movie yet. If you don't know, it's been free on Disney Plus for about a week at the time of posting this, but it hasn't been but it was premiere access for a couple months before this. So if you have heard a lot of people talking about it for a long time, that is why I'm just late on it. So I thought this would be a good time to talk about it because I loved this movie. So like I said, I'm going to start with a non-spoiler section, and that's what I'm going to do right now. So if you don't want to be spoiled because you have not watched the movie, I would highly recommend to watch this part and then stop watching, go watch the movie, and come back when I get to spoilers. Okay, let's get started with this because, once again, I'll say it again. I think I'll keep saying this to anyone who asks my opinion on this. I loved this movie. Everyone in it was so talented. And it was just amazing. And Rue came in. What were your thoughts over the Jungle Cruise? Non-spoiler. It was good. You liked it? Okay, so that's all you have to say?
Turtles.
Turtles. Okay, there's that. Rue's 2 cents on the Jungle Cruise. And I will also say the acting and the humor were really great, and she agrees. Um, I, what was I think that all of the characters interacting with each other really made the humor even better because of all the characters had just such great connections, and I really thought that they did a great job with that. Another thing I enjoyed a lot was I loved just the plot of this. The plot of this is really really cool, and if you don't know, I've been to Disneyland twice, but I can only remember going to Disneyland once. So I've been on the Jungle Cruise before, and I remember going on the Jungle Cruise, and I had a great time with it. So I was really excited about this, but I also wasn't expecting very much because we've gotten some pretty bad uh, ride to movie adaptations. So I won't.
But it was good.
Yeah, but it was really good. So, um, I would highly recommend it to anyone who wants to watch it. So yeah, I think that's how I'm gonna end the non-spoilers. So I was gonna say, just to sum up my thoughts right there, I would highly recommend it. I enjoyed it a lot. Um, I was not expecting a lot from this movie, but it was very fun, and I highly enjoyed it. The humor, the characters, the acting, it was all just really, really great, and I love this movie now, and I was not expecting that. So I would highly recommend it to anyone who is thinking about watching it. It's free on Disney Plus, so if you have Disney Plus, go ahead and watch it. I'm going to end that non-spoiler section right now and go on to spoilers. So if you do not want to be spoiled, I will be talking about the ending and specific things that happened in this movie during this time, so I would leave if you don't want to be spoiled. Okay, there is your warning, so let's get started with the non-spoiler section. My favorite part was the very beginning where Frank gets introduced and he is just basically a skipper on like the actual Jungle Cruise ride. He says all of the iconic lines like, "Look, it's the backside of water," and I got so excited when he said that. And it was just so much fun, and then everyone's reactions were great. Also, one of the tourists in that scene is a guy from WandaVision, which is great because I love WandaVision. So it was my favorite part. My favorite part of the movie was just the backside of water. Yeah, but that's probably just because it was, one, it's a great joke, and two, um, I love the ride so much. So I was really excited about that. Because I knew they were going to say it from um, the Behind the Attraction episode on Disney Plus. And so I was just really excited about it, and it happened. So yeah, that was my favorite part. But there were so many things that were better than that. Like, as a movie itself. Um, but it was still really great. I love that scene. That scene was probably the one that I think will stand out to me for the longest amount of time. So let's just start talking about the plot. I just thought we should get that out of the way, just so I didn't forget about it, because I really wanted to talk about that. Okay, so it's just about this girl named Lily and her brother McGregor, and they go to the Amazon, and they have this thing, and they want to go try to find this magic, and there's a lot of things in their way because people think it's just a legend. And then they find Frank, who is my favorite character, by the way. I love Frank. He was a great character. I love the other two, like McGregor and Lily, still were so fun, and I loved them. But Frank just, he was great. And his little nickname for Lily, like, that was Pants, was just, it was a great nickname. I loved that. Every time he said it, it just made me smile. Which is really weird, but I loved that nickname. The writers did a great job with that, and just making their friendship so great. And then with the outcome where, they become a couple was so sweet, and it really paid off. I love what they did with their relationship. I'm just going to go talk about that. I know I was talking about the plot, but I think I got to, like, most of this stuff that's important, because it's a spoiler review, so you've probably already seen it. So let me just go talk about their relationship and how much I love it, because it was so great. Their friendship, and how, yeah, Frank's not the best person in the world. Yeah, but he is so much fun. He would definitely be that fun friend that you never know what they're gonna do, and I loved that. And then McGregor, with them, their friendship, their trio was everything that they needed for this movie. And the villain being put in there was also really funny. Although the villain could be a lot, I think that was the point, because this movie is not a movie that's like, it's a comedy movie. It's not, like, serious by any means. It's definitely a comedy. So I think how they did the personality of the villain was really great, and I loved that part. I loved, like, just the whole journey with the characters, just making sure that the characters backstories and things like that, and who they are, was really explained for all of the three main characters. And I think that's part of the reason I love this movie so much, is because most of the movie is just them trying to go find this magical thing, and then they interact with all these different crazy characters on the way, and then they get in trouble, and then they find stuff about Frank, which Frank's backstory, I was not expecting that. He's like 300 years old and can't die, and then, like, he gets stabbed and we all think he's dead, and then actually he's not, which it was kind of like out of nowhere. I was not expecting it. It was kind of just, oh, he's immortal, I guess. We're gonna throw that at you. But it was kind of weird, but I think they did a pretty good job with it. I was not expecting it, I guess, if that's what, I think it was more of a shock value than actual, let me lead these things up to him being immortal. And maybe it's just me, and that I was oblivious, and that they were giving these hints, but I didn't see anything. And then his cat, I love his CGI cat. Although the CGI does not look that great sometimes it would go, and I was like, okay, that does not look good, but I loved it. It was great. It was great, and it was a great little addition to the group, and for everything they've done in the movie. I think that I can pass on them sometimes not having good CGI for the animals. to be honest, I don't really care that much, so it was fine. And then the end where she gets the leaf from the tree, and she gives it to Frank because he like turns to stone because of there's these other things, and all of those characters that are like, there's a snake one, there's a bee one, all those characters were really cool, and I think they're the best CGI in the movie. But it was another thing that it was kind of cool to be able to see them interact with these characters. I wish we got to learn more about them. We learned their backstory because we learned Frank's backstory, but I would love to learn more about them and what happened to them after this. I that was the big thing. I was expecting some payoff, but maybe it was just like, hey, they're stone now, and then Frank's stone. Oh no, but we can give him the magical leaf, and then another one will come from the tree, and then it's okay. So, and then the end where McGregor goes back to the people that he talked to at the beginning of the movie who were like, you're stupid for believing this, you'll never come to anything. And then now she is like, she is seen as amazing and things like that, and how they sent her an invitation, and he was like, she said for me to respectfully decline it. Oh, I'll decline it, but not respectfully. And then crumbles it up and is basically like, see you later, you idiots. You should have got seen your opportunity when you had it. And then the ending where Frank and Lily are in the car, and Frank is learning how to drive, and he's like driving all around the road. That seemed like it would be a lot of fun to shoot, because I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I thought it looked really fun. This whole movie looked really fun, though. That's the thing I think I most liked about this movie, is it's definitely a comedy, but it seemed like every one of the actors was having fun while they were doing it, and I loved that, because it's great to see characters that are well acted, but it's so much better, in my opinion, to see happy people on set and things like that, because they just looked so happy when they were doing it. So I can't lie, I love this movie. It's kind of like Pirates of the Caribbean, where at least the first Pirates of the Caribbean movie, it's a little random, it's crazy, it's a comedy, you never know what's gonna happen, but I will watch the first Pirates of the Caribbean movie over and over and over again. And I think I'll do that with this movie. There's no question in my mind that I'll watch this movie again. I would highly recommend it to anyone, and like, it's definitely not a, like, you're going to the Jungle Cruise movie. It's funny. It has great acting. It has great characters. Everything that I think you could want in a Jungle Cruise movie, you got here. So I would highly recommend it. It's on Disney Plus, like I've said before, and it's just a fun ride. And if you're like me, or like anyone I've talked to, actually, everybody enjoys this movie that I've talked to. You'll be smiling the whole time, and you'll have a great time with it. So I would highly recommend it. I'm going to end the video here, and because it's getting pretty long, it's now 14 minutes, so I'm going to end it here. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I love you 3000, and stay safe. Bye, guys!